analyst. Doctor, good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right, starting with State of the Nation, looking at issues of 2023, politics and insecurity.
Well, thank you once again. Good morning, Nigerians. 2023 is around the corner, and then the political drums are beginning to get themselves prepared, and the drummers are already holding their sticks, waiting for it. But even before the drum begin to beat seriously for those that are needed to dance to the tune of the drum, begin to dance already. Strategies, alignment, realignment is already ongoing, seriously ongoing. Everybody is now airing his opinion, from politicians to civil society activists to individuals to businessmen and women. Politics involve all these sectors. The politicians are only the active players, but there are those that play a role silently to make the politicians who they are. Those that sponsor the political activities, those that give support to candidates, those that try to mobilize for the politicians, and then things like that. All this put together right now, that is ongoing seriously. The only thing that has not come to play out is the politicking himself, since the time has not come. But alignment, realignment is ongoing, like I said earlier. People are looking at 2023 with a lot of expectation. In fact, very high expectations. Having seen the way Nigeria is today, the issue of insecurity, most especially the insecurity challenges that we're having, and then considering the present administration in 2015 when they were coming, insecurity is one of the major reasons why the present administration come to power. And then, be it as it may, though it was said that the Boko Haram has been dislodged, we only have remnants of them. Yes, agreed, to an extent, Boko Haram have been dislodged, but there are other insecurity challenges that have resurfaced, and then that are more deadlier and more embarrassing, if you like, want to use that word, than the Boko Haram. And then coming back again to the issue of corruption, that is another big challenge. We heard what former President Ibrahim Babangida said, comparing his own government to the present administration. Also going back to the economic revitalization and economic development, the same challenge. Then come to infrastructural development, another challenge. Then coming to political balancing itself, where that was what brought about the agitations by various agitators, from IPOB to Oduduwa to the Northern Republic, as some people call it, even though I don't agree with that. There's nothing like Northern Republic. We only have a Nigeria Republic, which is the Northern Nigerian state. If anything like that is going to happen, we pray it will not happen, because Nigeria is one country with one destiny under God, and will continue to exist like that. So this is just a general phenomenon looking at it, but I'm sure we will expand this thing.
We'll just pick those issues, starting with issues of politics. Unsettled by leadership challenges, Nigerians look forward to now what they term as rescue mission, the 2023. Looking at issues of insecurity, like you mentioned, issues of economy, issues of inflation, if you like, poverty. Recently, the Labour is already threatening to shut down the country if there's hike in electricity, in PMS. The NMA are threatening to join strike. Resident doctors are already on strike. ASU is still a lot of issues in the country. For some Nigerians, cannot wait for that time to make the right choice, because for them, how can these issues be solved?
Well, it is a very complex and dicey situation, to be honest with you. Nigeria by nature is a complex nation, because we are a multilingual and multi-religious state, so that gave birth to a lot of suspicion, distrust, most especially political suspicion and distrust, and then a lot of accusation and counter-accusation that is ongoing right now. And unless and until something is being done about it, in the past government tried to do what they call the National Conference or Constitutional Conference or whatever conference of bringing Nigerians together to discuss Nigeria's problem and then prefer solution to Nigeria's problem. I guess that whenever such thing come up, after such discussion, you find out that the tension usually go down. Once tension is high, if you bring Nigerians together and they begin to discuss within that period and up to the time they finish, you find out that the tension will go high. But this present administration refused to align itself with that method. I guess the president is saying that the country don't have the money to waste in bringing Nigerians together to just discuss what eventually will not be implemented. So that is another angle. And like I said, whether yes, money is being spent to do that thing, but experience has shown that whenever such conferences were held, you find out that the tension usually go down. Some will call it political diversion of thinking of Nigerians. They divert from governance to conference, and then that gives government opportunity to continue to work because tension will go down. I guess it will. And
some have seen that as a lazy way of addressing these issues. In the past, issues have been discussed. Issues are being discussed. There are summits and all that. Yet, it's time for implementation. What are we getting wrong? Because that has not also worked in a country in dire need of the implementation of some of these
what we have gotten wrong is the implementation. Nigerians are very good planners. We are master planners. We are very good strategists. But unfortunately, when it comes to implementation, we are very, very poor. In fact, absolutely poor in implementation of policies. That is the major challenge Nigerians are having. And then it is the system that has been affected now. The system has not been worked upon, or the system has not been streamlined to identify that it is not about who is in government, it is about Nigeria and Nigerians. If the system has so recognized Nigeria and Nigerians, and that the system should work for Nigeria and Nigerians, not people in government or people in power at a particular time, possibly that would have made the system work. But we are having a very weak system that did not recognize the country and the people of the country. But the system so much lay emphasis on who the leaders are. That is the challenges, and that is why anytime we're having a conference or summit or something like that, then policy document or policy papers are being produced. Once you produce those policy document or policy papers, once they are being kept, they are being dumped like that, and you never go back to them again until when the need for another conference or summit come up, then you begin to do it again, and the same document. Otherwise, Nigerians have had enough of conferences, enough of summits, enough of whatever you can think of coming together to discuss and then find a solution to the problem. Starting from the Abacha days, the Vision 2010, coming to Yar'Adua's Vision 2020, coming to the Obasanjo's confab yourself, coming to Jonathan's confab. All those ones are policy documents that if Nigerians have accepted to bring those documents, look at them critically, now harmonize all these conferences and summits, harmonize the positions of the position papers, and then come up with one concrete document that will suit the Nigerian state, and then put it as a system and make the system work. I'm telling you, we wouldn't have been having these present challenges, because if you bring all the documents, every idea, everything that you can think of that will make Nigeria work, we have it in those documents that were put together for Nigeria to work, from Vision 2010 to Vision 2020, and then the Jonathan's confab, like all put together. You produce a perfect document for Nigeria and for Nigerians to work with, and then you get things work properly. But unfortunately, like I said, the system recognizes only the political leaders, not the nation and the people that the system is supposed to work for. And unless and until something is being done about that, we'll have a problem. And I have not seen anywhere so soon that the system will begin to work in that direction, because we are still Nigerians. It is the same Nigerians that are working in the system. It is the same Nigerians that become the political leaders. It is the same Nigerians that are expected to bring up those documents, and yet the same Nigerians cannot work on implementing the document.
Let's take the confab during former President Goodluck Jonathan, because the present administration, the President Mahmoud Buhari's led administration, made it clear to Nigerians from the onset, even before winning elections, that he's not in tandem with that document or any policy that comes out from that confab. There's no need for lamentation. The present administration is not in it. What is the way out?
Well, then the way out is the present administration should have bring up Nigerians. That is why I said the president said he doesn't have money to waste. Otherwise, since he has said so, and everyone in Nigeria knew that he said so about that document, whatever is his reason, he has his own reason for saying so. But the issue is, it is not about him as a person, it is about Nigeria as a country. And it is Nigerians that were assembled to bring up that document. Even though it was wrongly done, I want to believe that is the reason why the president said what he said, because it was the arrangement, the coming together, the assembling of the people that contributed or participated at that conference was not done the way it should have been done, either democratically or within a system that will make every community to be represented, but rather mostly they were being selected by government and then agents of government to bring people, their nooks and crannies together, and it was seen as a means of making money, because we remember how much each member was said to have gone home with after that conference. That was, I guess, the reason why the present administration refused to recognize that document. But then they should have assembled their own or made their own confab. We've suggested here in this your studio with so many other analysts and at different times and also in different fora that the government can make use of the National Assembly, since the Assembly is the representative of the people. Then you can make a joint committee, constitutional, either constitutional conference or national conference of a joint committee of National Assembly. When I say National Assembly, Senate, House of Reps, then the executive coming together and then bringing Nigerians on board. While there should be joint chairmanship between the executive and the legislature, and bringing Nigeria on board, that will give that conference certain legitimacy, constitutional legitimacy, since it is the responsibility of the National Assembly to come up with laws or take decisions that will send to executive for implementation. Now, if they do that, then it will now stop at the bulk of the National Assembly. After the whole thing, the Assembly is involved, the executives are involved, Nigerians are involved, the decision that will be taken, all the three will be involved. So it's just a matter of rectifying and then sending to the president for assent and then to implement. That would have made it as easier as possible. Every Nigerian would have had opportunity to air his or her voice. Every community, every tribe, every religion, every state, every local government, civil society, women group, youth group, business community, and every other person or people or that are supposed to be involved would have been involved, and then this discussion would have taken place, and Nigerians would have had a way out of this situation. Even the security challenges we are discussing today, if you bring all these sectors together and begin to discuss security, I can tell you that solution will be found to the present security challenges that we are having. So it is something that the government honestly needed to do, not in the interest of the government. It is not about the government, it is about Nigeria and Nigerian people. So it should be done in the best interest of Nigerians. In any case, we are discussing that there is no money, or the government is saying there's no money to use for that thing, that's going to be a waste of money. But there are so many other monies that have been wasted in one way or the other. And in case there are looted monies that were recovered, even if the money is not picking from its own pocket, it can take from the recovered looted monies and then organize this in that involving Nigerians, that okay, these are monies that were looted by Nigerians from the Nigerian post, and then we're using this to bring in Nigerians to discuss Nigeria and find solution to Nigeria's problem. If you like, if there are things that the government is trying to avoid, and most especially things that will create division in the country, you can put as a guideline on that summit or conference that such thing and such thing and such thing are just no-go areas for discussion while this thing is going on. I mean, it can be done. So the present administration can take it upon itself to do this.